Yo guys, how's it going? I hope you guys can hear me well. It's a little windy, but I needed to get this off the top of my mind. I was walking and I had a conversation about with someone about friction. Friction is going to happen in your journey of losing fat and getting in shape. It's going to happen. It's literally written in the stars. If you want to get in shape, you will go through friction points, and I did. And I wanted to express that my inability to go through these frictions has kept me in the same spot for years, and in a spot that I didn't want to be in, because I've gotten cycles where I wanted to get in shape. I'd stop, and then I wouldn't. I'd stop, and then I'd repeat. I'd regret that I didn't continue, and it just put me in that cycle of like self. It was more so self-hatred than self-improvement, because I hated the fact that I kept messing up, right? And so that's one of the biggest things for me, right? I'm gonna walk, I can't be asked. That's one of the biggest things for me, right? Because when you want to do something, it's not just like you achieve that task. It's more so like, it's more so like you need to become a new person to actually achieve the thing you want to achieve. Like if you want to lose fat, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna lose fat. It's not that. Like you're not gonna just lose fat, get in shape, get jacked, look good. It's the person you actually become. Like for me, it was like the mindset shift. I had this victim mentality when I first started. I don't have that victim mentality now. And so do you think that that wasn't like one of my biggest friction points? Like you're going to come across situations where it's like, friends will be like, yo, Kiru, you're the guy that like, loves to eat out. Let's go out to eat. I can't do that anymore. I want to be a new person. And so it's going to want to drag you back down, but it's like, you want to change. And so you have to show and tell the universe that you actually want to change and do the actions that is required to change. And the actions that require you to change will bring you a mental shift. You're going to become a new person. You're going to have that extra layer of discipline, right? It's going to have that mindset of like, okay, this guy can actually tolerate things. He can actually control himself, and that gives you the push to attack anything else in life. Like you gain an extra bit of confidence, because that's why people say like fitness is like the baseline for a lot of people's success, because it really is, man, because fitness really tests you on a lot of levels, right? You can't be someone that is weak-minded and get in shape, right? That's why less than 1% of people have abs. There are more people that are millionaires than people that have abs. There's a reason for that, because it's not actually easy. I'm literally walking back and forth in the same spot because I was gonna sit down on the bench, but I was like, let me get my steps in. You see how productive I am? Whenever I do what I tell you guys to do. You can, if you're conscious about your situation, conscious about your time, getting 10K steps is easy. In this video alone, I'll probably get like a good 3,000 steps. So happy fucking days for me, right? But you're gonna come across friction, and so you need to keep reminding yourself. Yes, you can build systems, right? Like I'll build systems around, make sure that you can go around, these friction points. But you're going to come across these frictions regardless. And it's so easy to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna stay overweight. This isn't for me. It's so easy to do that. And so that's my biggest fear of not taking that leap of faith, because 99.9% of people don't take that leap of faith. They're like, yeah, this isn't for me, because that's the easier option. Anyone can just give up, right? It's so easy. Like I could give up right now. I could be like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my, like even me thinking about going back to my old self, like the old Kiru that was overweight, that let life control him. I can't even, I get disgusted thinking about those habits, right? But at that time, I didn't think too much of it, because that's just who I was. And so there was so much friction points and mindset identity that was required for me to get to this position, right? And that's why it's very important to know your why. Like, why do you want to lose fat? Why do you want to get in shape? For me, like I genuinely felt like if I didn't get in shape, like my life is just going to be like worse than average. Like it was really like I was a pushover. I wasn't, like I felt like my life was just meaningless. That's how I felt back then, because like I just, whenever I voiced an opinion, it was overheard. Relationships were poor, right? Like no one really batted an eye at me. So it was like I felt as if, like, sure, I was doing well when it came to education. Oh fuck, there's someone walking now. They're gonna think I'm a fucking maniac talking to myself. Ah, fucking, I hate when that happens because whenever I talk and I walk and they're like, yo, this guy's a Paiti case, which means mental, if you guys don't know Tamil. I'm actually Tamil, by the way. I hope you guys can hear me mumbling, but there's people like walking, so I don't want them to think I'm like a fucking psychopath. But as I was saying, what was I saying? As I was saying, you're going to come across friction points, right? Is that guy trying to jump over a fence? Okay, whatever. So you're gonna come across friction points, right? And it's important that you don't go back to the same position because 99% of people go through these friction points and just think it's not for them and remain the same. But to change, you have to change. And it's so beautiful because the universe is literally telling you, oh, you want to get in shape? Okay, just go through these obstacles and you're going to become that person. Because it's not just like press a button and lose fat. You need to become a different person to lose fat. And so you have to embrace it because there's no going around the bush. You can't go around these friction points. You have to go through it, but you structure it so it'll be simpler to go through it. And you do it right when you go through it, right? So you don't mess up and waste time. But you have to still go through it, right? Like you still have to have those friction points, those days where you're like, yo, like I used to always like, eat fast food all the time. Let me just order Uber Eats. Let me just go back to my old self. No, this is the friction. This is it. Like this, you're in the moment. This is it. Like this is like, in like those movies where it's like 1 versus 100 people in like these Brown movies. It's like that, right? This is the moment. This is the thriller. Like this is the thriller, the climax of the new person you're trying to become. Part 1 of whatever your name is. Maybe like part 3, like you're probably a little bit older. Okay, I actually don't know what that guy's doing. I know I'm going back and forth, but like, yo, real stuff, like he's just peeking through people's gates, like houses. I don't know. I'm not fighting him. I'm running away. Anyways, I got too much to fucking lose. But as I was saying, yeah, you have to go through these friction points. Like there's no, I'll come back to it. So let's say you have these friction points, like you want to quit, you think this is not for you, you want to stop. Okay, cool, stop. You're going to have the thought again in 2 years. Okay, I want to lose fat, I want to get in shape. You stop, and then you come back. You wasted a decade, and you're still in the same position, and you still want to change, and you haven't gone through that friction point. That friction point is inevitable. It will happen. You just have to embrace it and go through it, because like I mentioned, it's not like a GTA game where you just change your skin and like you change your outfit and like change your character. It's not like that. You have to go through a mental upgrade to get to the next level. And that's why getting in shape is so admired, because it's the mental capabilities that you showcase when you're in shape. People know I show up. People know I'm reliable. I get shit done. Because I get shit done with my physique. I wasn't at a good starting point, but I still did it. And so people know I have the mental discipline to do hard fucking things. And I don't give up. I'm a fucking dog. I show up every single time. And that was built through fitness for me. Because motherfuckers thought I would be fat forever. Motherfuckers thought I'd be weak. Motherfuckers thought I'd be a pushover. Nah, fuck that. I'm fucking Kiru. And I don't know why I did that. It's like a fucking, but yeah, motherfucker, I'm Kiru. Fuck, that could have been a badass line, and then I fucked it. But regardless, yeah, I actually don't know what that guy is doing. He keeps peeking through people's gates. Like, what a weirdo. It's 6 a.m, by the way. I don't know if he's a house inspection. He's like he's the bill collector. I don't know what he is. But if you don't go through these friction points and say this isn't for you, those friction points are always going to exist. It's like you're playing a video game and there's levels. If you don't play level 1, don't expect to ever get to level 10. Don't expect to ever get to level 100. And the worst part is people stay stuck at level 1 for their entire life. That's why people stay overweight, bro. Let's be honest. That's why people stay overweight, because they can't get over the mental hurdle that is required to get in shape. And it's so unfortunate. Like, let me go into more specifics about my life, right? When I first started getting in shape, I had, that one mental hurdle of like, I couldn't wake up on time. Like when I first started, I went 7 a.m. to the gym, but deep down I was like, fuck, let me just sleep in. Let me just sleep in the extra hour. Like I was the guy that would like sleep in, turn off the alarm, but I was like, this is a friction point, because I couldn't sleep on time. Because it's not, the issue for people isn't waking up early, but it's sleeping on time, right? You need to get your sleep in. And so that was a friction point for me, because I used to be the guy that would scroll on his phone all the time. Friction number 1. am I up for the battle, or am I going to go back to my old self and stay stuck there for decades? No, I want to change. Okay, cool. Friction 2, friends. Yo, let's go out. Let's go eat here. Let's go eat there. Let's go eat, bro. Let's go eat. Yo, why you saying no? You always come out. Friction number 2. No, bro. I'm changing. Mental change, identity change, fat loss change. Without the mental and identity change, you will never lose the fat. And so you need to embrace that. You're becoming a new person. You're literally killing your old self to get in shape. If you're an overweight dude, you're killing your old self. By the end of the time you lose fat, you're not the same fucking person, right? So it's very important you really understand that aspect, right? Number 3, when I went there, it was when I started my gym journey. I was in first year university, right? And so I had this mental hurdle of like, damn, bro, university is like, I'm in engineering, right? So it's a lot of workload. I'm like, fuck, this is hard. And I was also working part time, so I was working like 20 hours a week, and then I was doing engineering. I worked at is there US? I think US. Yeah, US has Skechers. What the fuck? Skechers is a US company. Yeah. So I worked at Skechers. It was an amazing job, by the way. Everyone was so chill. My first ever job was Tim Hortons, and then it was Skechers, and then other stuff too. But Tim Hortons, I'm going off topic, but Tim Hortons, man. When I worked there, that was the worst. For the people that aren't in Canada, Tim Hortons is like a Canadian Starbucks. I hated working there. I pretty much got bullied there. That was when I was like, like the guy that couldn't speak up. This was like high school. I worked at Tim Hortons, but anyways, whatever. So it was very busy for me, and it could have been so easy for me to say, fuck this shit. I'm gonna show up to work on time. I'm gonna just put my goals to the side. Please the manager. I would have stayed the same. My life quality wouldn't have increased. I would have still been the person that hated his life. Right? Friction point number 4 for me. I was like, no, I'm going to figure it out, because for me, getting in shape was more important than a fucking paycheck. What's the point of me getting a paycheck if I hated what I saw in the mirror? If I couldn't even wake up feeling energized, enjoying life? Yeah, I don't know where that guy is now. I'm actually kind of worried. He was like peeking through his back here. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Exactly. Like, if you hate your life, what's the point of getting a fucking paycheck, bro? Like, on some genuine, like, honesty. Let's be honest with ourselves. What is a paycheck gonna do? What is a fucking another car going to do if you don't like when we wake up? What's the point of that, genuinely? And I'm saying this with conviction, because I know how it feels to feel that way. Like, all my parents are like, oh, Curie, he's doing well, because I was doing well in my studies. Oh, he's doing well. I was fucking miserable. I fucking hated myself. What are we talking about? No one wanted to fucking have a proper conversation with me. And even if they do, it was like, I wasn't really heard, because no one respected what I had to say, because I showed up like a fuckhead. I didn't take care of myself. So why would anyone respect me? Friction point number 5. Doubts. Is this going to work? Fuck, I'm always seen as the guy that isn't in shape. Is this really going to work? Is this really going to work? Friction point number 5. Because for me, anyways, there was more friction than a lot of people nowadays, because I was trying to figure out, how do I lose fat while eating South Asian food? Who in the world was teaching you how to do that? Let me know. Who in the world was teaching you how to do that? No one taught me, right? No one taught me. And so friction point number 5, is it worth it? Am I going to get in shape? Mind you, when I first started lifting in the gym, I had like 5-pound dumbbells for a shoulder press. 5 pounds. You know how embarrassing that is? Especially given, like, you'll see some fucking girl beside you lifting more than you, and she's low-key like bad as well. She's fucking gorgeous, and you're sitting there on some bullshit moving 5-pound dumbbells. Let's be so honest. I had those nerdy glasses on. Let's be so honest. Let's be so honest on some like brother to brother stuff. Do you think I wasn't embarrassed? Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, embarrassed to the core. And so you think that wasn't a friction point for me? You don't think that was a friction point for me? I wanted to give up then. I could have. But that's friction point number 5. If I wanted to become that's why losing fat is like a scar, or like a badge you carry on, because it's the identity shift you go through. It shows your character. And that's what people say, man. Like, if you're, obviously there's reasons why people are overweight, but there's that one saying where it's like, I'd rather trust someone that is in shape than someone that is overweight to get the job done. Because it shows your discipline when it comes to the things you have to do, right? It shows your character, right? It's easy to say no and order Uber Eats. It's easy to say no and go back to your room. It's easy to say no and go out with your friends and just put your goals to the side. It's easy to do all of that thing. And I'm saying that because I've been presented those opportunities every single time. But what did I do? I didn't like the life I had. I wanted to become a better identity. And so I had to do the task that was required to do. Friction point number 7. The people around me weren't necessarily in shape, right? Let's be honest, my parents aren't in like the best shape. In fact, they don't go to the gym, you know, like, and so when you see the people around you and they're like, Kiru, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why do you have a food scale? What a weirdo. What a weirdo, right? I could have stopped to please them. Ah, you're right. I shouldn't do this. Let's just stop. Why are we doing this? I could have done that. But I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Right? It makes no sense for me to fucking stop for someone else when I control my life. I face the emotions that go through my life. I face the emotions of waking up and not liking what I see in the mirror. I face the emotions of fucking waking up with no energy. I face the emotions of fucking doubting myself if I ever find love. Because that was a huge thing for me. I was like, yo, I'm actually like fucking getting a rage rush. I don't know about you guys, but that was one of my biggest insecurities. I was like, fuck, dude, I actually can't approach a woman. I was like, fuck, I'm getting arranged marriage. Fuck that. Motherfucker, fuck that. Give me the fucking salad. No, I'm playing. I never eat. I honestly, you know, that's one of the biggest mistakes. I'll make a video on nutrition too. And DM me if you have any questions on Instagram. But a huge mistake I see is people starve themselves and then just eat salad. You don't have to hate your life when you're losing fat, by the way. I went through every mistake in the book to fucking make sure you don't. So don't do that. Fucking find the foods you love and build your diet around that, and just go in a little bit of a calorie deficit and be consistent, man. It's genuinely, that's what I'm saying. The fat loss thing isn't as hard, but you have to do that with the mindset, and the mindset is the hardest, right? There's two aspects to it, like the actual, just like the task in hand, like doing the gym and like the diet and all that stuff. But then there's like the actual like mindset. That's why people give up. I mean, you could get a fitness and diet plan off ChatGPT for fuck's sake, right? But number one, is that gonna get you the goals you want? You know, ChatGPT fucking doesn't know shit when it comes to, like, I just be testing it sometimes. It's fucking stupid. And so even with like engineering stuff, like I'd ask AI like some engineering questions. Yeah, it doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. That shit is stupid. AI is good for like getting like administrative tasks, but when it comes to like engineering problems and shit, that shit does not know. Like I'd ask a question, and then I'm like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, "Oh, you're right. I am wrong." And then I'm like, "Are you sure?" And it's like, "All right." Like it keeps doubting itself. It doesn't know what it's doing, right? And so you're gonna doubt yourself, right? Friction point number 8 for me was looking at how long this might take me, because I was like, "Fuck, dude." Like, and mind you, I didn't know what I was doing when I started, so I wasted more time. But I had this feeling of like, how long is this going to take? Like, because every single time I show up and wanted to get in shape and I wasn't getting in shape, the people that were doubting me were right every single fucking time. And that hurt my soul. That hurt my soul. Because I was like, fuck, dude, like I'm a fuck up. Because already me going into the mindset of wanting to get in shape, my mind wasn't correct. Because I was like, damn, I'm actually not going to get in shape. Like I'm actually a fuck up. Like I'm not good at, oh, fuck, that's a big hole. I was like, I'm not gonna get in shape. I'm a fuck up, right? And so that affected me mentally. I could have stopped, so I wasn't embarrassing myself, and just went back and just studied and got the career and just fucking did all that bullshit, like the pushover I would have been. But I was like, I don't want to do that. I genuinely didn't, bro. Like, why would you do that, man? Like, you have one fucking life, dude. Why? Genuinely, like, and. That hurt me a lot, because I'm already someone that struggled with like the mindset of like, yo, like I'm actually gonna get arranged marriage. I'm gonna be lonely. That on top of like guys, like friends that also doubt you. I was like, damn, I'm actually lonely. Like I don't have anyone to talk to. And so my fitness journey when I started was all alone. Like I had one dude that I started, like after like a week at the gym, he's like, oh, you go to the gym too, let's go together. And then he stopped after a month. And then it's pretty much just me alone learning how to do this shit. No one fucking taught me. People are just like, yo, this guy's going to the gym. This guy's a fucking pussy. You know, and that's one of the beautiful things too. Like friction point number, I don't fucking know, 9, uh, is you're gonna lose friends along the way, man. That's a huge one because you're gonna have instances where people are like, yo, let's go eat here, yo, let's go hang out, let's go to this party, bro. You know, let's get lit. And you're like, no, bro, I'm a new person. Like I'm not the guy that didn't treat myself. I want to treat myself better. I want a better life for me. People are gonna look at you different. But you know what's the beauty? You know what's the beautiful thing about all of that? Like genuinely, the most beautiful thing about all of that is literally that exposes who your actual friends are. That's like the best thing. That's like genuinely the best thing for me because I understood that the people that wanted to like just hang out and drink and have a laugh, they were like my drinking buddies. They weren't actually my friends. And so I understood that early on because I want people around my life to benefit my life. Because I promise you, those same individuals, I promise you. My father told me this too. And he was right. He was right. I should have listened to him earlier. But I caught on early on because he told me. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Is that these people that don't, if you're trying to lose fat and they constantly ask you to go out, ask you to drink, they don't actually care about you. And so the moment things get hard or the moment like you guys, they'll just switch up on you. I promise you. And he was so right. Like for example, let's say you have like work friends or some shit and you change work, you change your job. They're not gonna ever talk to you ever again because they don't actually care about you. They just, you're with them to waste time. That's what it is. If they truly cared about you, all my friends I have now, if any of them are getting out of shape, I'm calling them out. Like, yo, why the fuck are you so fat? Like, I'm genuinely, because I care for him. I'm like, yo, why are you drinking so much? Because I care for him. Yo, why are you sleeping with a lot of women so much? I care for, these are genuine conversations I've had with people. Like, I'm like, yo, why the fuck are you sleeping around? What the fuck are you doing? Right, I actually had that conversation pretty recently. That's a whole nother topic. But, yeah, man, sleeping with a lot of women never truly gives you purpose, right? Like you're trying to fill a void. Like that's another video about like breakups and trying to sleep with people to prove yourself. That's not the fucking way, but you're gonna have a lot of friction points, man. And that's one of the biggest things, right? Like you're going to come across situations where you feel as if it's not worth it. You're gonna, God, that's one loud ass bird. You're gonna have situations where you feel as if, you want to be a people pleaser. You don't want to be the guy that puts yourself on the spotlight. But this is it, like I mentioned in like those movies where it's like 1 versus 100. This is the moment. This is the climax of part 2 of your movie, right? The version of you that's in shape, the version of you that is demands respect, the version of you that conquers life. It all starts with your mindset, man. And you get these friction points, right? I think I said 9 friction points. I wanted to do 10 friction points because it sounds cooler in the title. So friction point number 10, let's see. Friction point number 10, I don't think I have a friction. Oh, my genetics, let's talk about that. Like, I know I mentioned, genetics, that shouldn't be an excuse, but everyone does have different genetics, and some people build muscle faster, some people get stronger faster. My strength genetics aren't necessarily the best, especially when it comes to my chest. Like my biceps are good. I think my biceps and my legs are the strongest, like 100%. Like my biceps and my legs are like strong, if I'm being honest now, like compared to like the numbers. But my chest has always been weak, and so that's one of my biggest insecurities. Like, damn, I'm doing all this, and it's still not worth it. I'm not, that number one person. But you always have to remind yourself on why you're doing this. And I did this. The main reason I did this was I wanted respect. I wanted respect from people that I talk to. I wanted to feel as if I can conquer life. That's genuinely how I wanted to feel, and I feel like I can genuinely do that. Not in like an egotistical way, but more so like, whatever battle you bring my way, I'm not giving up. What the fuck is that? That sounds stupid, right? And you see how like if someone told me to give up when I first started, I would have been like, yeah, maybe let me do it. But now I don't accept that because it was a mindset shift that was required for me to get in shape, and that's what led me to the person I am today. Bro, I'm telling you right now, like if you press a button, all my life I promise you, if the entire world was given the opportunity to get jacked with abs, and there's a button and you press it, it happens, everyone's pressing it. I promise you, everyone's pressing it. Every single human's pressing it. Every single person that says, oh, I don't want to get in shape, I just want to lose 10 pounds, you're all fucking pressing it, right? And I promise you, literally give it 6 months, 99.9% of them are gaining it all back, gaining all that fat back. Okay, because it's not the fat you lose, it's the mindset change that's required to lose the fat. It's the mindset, like it's just identity and mindset change. It's not just losing fat. Every single person is gaining the fat back. Why? Because they couldn't go over those friction points and they stay fat for the rest of their life, or they didn't build the discipline or the knowledge that is required to stay in shape and get in shape. Those are like the two things. And the biggest is friction point. I'm telling you, it's unfortunate because people stop at the first ever friction point and think there's a solution to go around the friction point when you just have to go through it instead of around it. Because that's when you can actually become the better person. That's how you can only become the better person. I'm sure you've had instances. I'm sure you guys have done like hard shit, right? Like you've done something that you thought you couldn't do and you've done it. Think about the person you were before you did that hard shit versus the person you are after you did it. You had that mindset shift. Whether it's you had more belief that you could do something, you had that conviction that you are able to do any task that comes in hand. You felt like the man. You felt like you could handle anything, and you, in a sense, got like this confidence boost. I'm sure you did. And so, why do you think fitness will be any fucking different? And that's why I think it's honestly a fucking final boss, because I mean, look at like 99.9% of people are fucking out of shape. Let's be so honest, especially if you work a white collar job. Dude, like more than every other motherfucker is fat. And they want to see some bullshit too. Like, I have a conversation with them and they like, I don't, since like, I like to wear a little bit like, I don't really wear tight stuff too much. And so like, I don't really mention that I lift. Like, they see me eating healthy and like drinking water, but I don't ever mention I lift, right? And so, I never really talk about like I'm a religious like gym goer and whatnot. And I'm saying it like a religious gym goer way because people that don't lift see you crazy. Right? This guy religiously goes to the gym. No, I just show up for myself every single day because I want to be the best version of myself. But they don't understand that because they haven't gone through the friction point of going to the gym and eating healthy. They can't get past that friction point. That's like number one friction point. And so they try and bring everyone else down and try and make them stuck in friction point number one. But you have to overgo that. And you see how that's an identity and mindset shift? All of it is that hurdle in your mindset of not actually wanting to go together. And so the biggest takeaway I want you to take is losing fat is never going to be easy and never will, right? And majority of people can't get over that fact. And they want the best secret. Yo, Kiru, what's the secret to losing fat? It's the basics. It's the basics plus the willingness to wanting to change. Because if you don't want to change your identity, you're not going to lose the fat. You're going to have to change who you are. Like Kiru, when he was overweight, is a different Kiru than he is now. And the people that doubted me, or the people that made fun of me, or the people that only saw me as a fat individual back then, look at me and be like, yo, Kiru, you completely changed, dude. You completely changed. You the man. Yeah, where the fuck was that when I was fucking actually making the changes and going through the friction point? No one wanted to fucking talk to me then. It's actually hilarious. These motherfuckers want to ask me for advice now, when back then no one fucking wanted to talk to me. Motherfuckers were calling me crazy. Motherfuckers were saying I'm like messed up. Yeah, that's totally what I needed. Right, that's another friction point, right? People doubting you, like I mentioned. I forgot what friction point that was. I think that was friction point number 6. Yeah, that totally helped me, right, in my process. These motherfuckers made it worse. Now they want to come to me and say, yo, congratulations, bro. I'm trying to be like you. Yeah, motherfucker. Go through friction point number 6. Stupid. Okay, let me chill out. It's just, you're going to have friction points, and it's up to you to change, man. And I know it's intimidating because, and I'm saying this in a place of like, I understand, right? Especially because I genuinely didn't know what I was doing with my diet too. And so you're going to go through friction points regardless. And so it's up to you to just tackle one friction point at a time, right? To gain this confidence, right? And you should be happy you have friction points. Like whenever you face friction points, even now when I'm trying to like do even better, like I come across friction points too, but it's like, I know the universe is listening to me. Right? It's like, so let's say I want to lose fat. The universe is listening to you and it gives you like friction points to be like, okay, here you go. And then you show it back. You show the universe back. Yeah, I actually do want to lose fat. Okay, there you go. You're down 40 pounds. You built muscle. You have the confidence. You go through these friction points. It's simple, but it's not easy. And people just can't get over the fact that they need to go through the friction points and want the next best trend or some other bullshit. But in reality, you just have to do the task in hand and change your identity, because the identity you have now, and let's say it how it is, right? I want to be as blunt as possible. If you're an overweight dude, I'm sure you don't like the identity you have now. There's no way you can like the identity you have now. And majority of people, let me just speak for myself. When I was overweight, I hated the identity that I carried myself with, because it wasn't just like I was fat. It was like I was fat and I didn't have confidence to conquer life or to go in with full confidence. And I didn't like the identity. And so that's the biggest change out of everything. Fuck the abs, fuck the muscle, fuck the strength. It's the identity shift. And that's what you need to understand. That's what truly gives you fulfillment. When you wake up and you're like, actually listen to what I have to say, right? And it's beautiful, man, going through these friction points, because I'm gonna sit down. It is genuinely the most beautiful thing ever, because it's like it's working. If you're going through friction points, you know it's working. Because if you get no friction points, you're not doing it properly. If you're not having friction points of wanting to, go off track with your diet, you've never went in a calorie deficit. You're going to have friction points, right? And take it easy. You don't have to go all intense, right? Take one friction point at a time. Tackle them. Sometimes it might take a couple months to get over these friction points, right? Especially if you don't know what you're doing. But it comes from just understanding that these friction points are just the task in hand. And it's always fucking worth it. Because let me tell you, bro, it was fucking worth it for me. Imagine I just stopped, dude. The people that doubted me would have been right. I would have still that's why I'm so passionate about this, dude. Like, there was every reason for me to not do it. Because even now, I'm not that strong, dude. But these guys that are like those athletic kids, I was not that. So I could have gave up. But it was so worth it, because I was right. I had the vision, and I went through the friction points, and I was right. And if I listened to what people told me about, yo, fuck off, don't do this, I would have been the same person. I would have let, 4 years pass by. And I would have started back again, trying to go through friction one, instead of just doing the task in hand and just getting over the friction points. And yeah, man, if you have any questions, always reach out on Instagram, man. I respond to all DMs. If I don't, I try and get back as fast as I can. I usually do. But if I don't, I'll get to you, But yeah, man, feel free to reach out on Instagram if you have any questions. And don't forget to subscribe and follow for the next one, guys. See you guys.